Alright, calm down, I didn't forget him. Don't need to get roasted again. Anyways, it is once again time for even more Pokemon AliExpress. So there was a mix-up and I didn't receive one of my items, but luckily I had ordered something else that I was going to use in a different video and I didn't. So it's probably not that great to throw in this one, but it's gonna have to work. Also, one of the items isn't quite Pokemon either. So I guess 2 of the items out of the 10 this go around. Anyways, we have this. It is a charging handle grip for the Switch. Now hold on, what does this have to do with Pokemon? Well, you can see here on the tag, it does say Pikachu game. It even says Charmander, Bulbasaur. So I'm hoping that they actually sent me the right thing and it's not just like that. So let's open up and find out by Bebix. Let's see. Come on. Oh wait, okay. Well, we have a charger. Oh, come on. Okay, it is USB-C. Okay. I thought it was micro B. Okay, nope, it's USB-C, thank God. Especially for the Switch, which uses USB-C. Like, that would have been terrible. Yep, manual. And, okay, yep, they sent me the right one. We have the Bulbasaur. You know, actually, this doesn't look terrible. Like, the product photos of this thing did not do it justice. It looked kind of, like, bad in all the product photos. I also didn't know that it was a chargeable, handle. I thought it was just, like, a handle. But, Joy-Con, we just slide them in. One there, and one there. Bam. We have our chargeable Joy-Con holder. I mean, yeah, you know, actually, that isn't too bad. I was gonna say, like, I'm not gonna stop using my controller. This actually isn't terrible. Like, the angle they put on this, and, like, the like, hand area, granted, it's just, like, it's just a straight, smooth line, right? They didn't do any kind of attempt to, like, kind of make it, a bit grippier on the fingers or whatever. But I actually like this. Like, granted, I have large hands, right? Like, that's always been, like, a problem with me and controllers is, my big hands don't tend to like a lot of controllers, especially, like, a lot of PlayStation stuff. Like, Sony controllers are just terrible for me. This is actually good if you have large hands. And, like, I don't remember how much I paid for it, but, like, it does not cost much. And it's going to be cheaper than buying a decent controller. I actually think this is a viable option. Do I see myself using it often? No. But it does kind of do the job, and it has my Bulba Boy right there in the center. We're just going to have to kind of assume that it's charging my Joy-Con, because my Joy-Con are always charging, so they're kind of full. But, I mean, yeah, that's not bad. It actually does lock him in place too, so it does take advantage of the locking mechanism on the Switch Joy-Con. Yeah, I am a big fan. I expected to, like, kind of point and laugh at this thing a little bit. No, I like it. And I have another USB-C cable. That's probably terrible. Sorry, I had some weird camera issues to fix. Oh wow, well, our next one is also on theme. Bulbasaur. And wow, it looks kind of bad. What do you know, you buy a plush from AliExpress and it's not good? Shocking. I didn't think it would be this, like, fuzzy material. To be fair, it feels good in the hand. It looks kind of bizarre. Anyways, this is meant to be one of the derpy Pokemon. So we have the derpy Bulbasaur. I mean, there really isn't much else to say. To be fair, like, this thing doesn't feel bad, right? Like, the fiber thing going on here. But, like, it looks bad, if you get my meaning. I will say this, though. I do have 2 ferrets who tend to like soft things, so this might just end up going to them. Oh, and there is a bit of a bald spot on this guy. I mean, aside from, like, the stylistic choice of using this, fibery material, I'd say it's fine. Like, I'd say it's done okay. I should mention for the billionth time on this channel, I'm not a plush guy, so I don't really know, like, what to look for in a quality plush or whatever. But, like, I don't know, is density a thing? Because, like, I'm actually having to squeeze pretty hard to do that. Like, this guy is... The inside is not soft. Like, these are, like, hard squeezes I'm doing. It's triggering my carpal tunnel in my wrists. Like, is that a thing that plush people look for? I don't know. I like him, but he is too big for the set. Next up, we have a package that makes some sounds whenever you jiggle it. Let's see what it do be. And, yeah, okay. We have a Cubone skull, but some of you might have already noticed the unique thing going on here. So I will say, just for the skull itself, it's shaped like a Cubone skull. I know, shocking. You might be thinking, oh, it might be like a charm or something. Nah, it's nothing that lame. This is like a bit of a denser, almost like ceramic-like material. But, yeah, you might notice that. I will say I'm a bit concerned about it. It looks like that plus isn't cut out super well. But this is actually a mechanical keyboard keycap. Now, I would get footage of this on my keyboard, but my keyboard is pretty bog standard. It is cool. It's a Corsair K95 Platinum. Here's a photo of it. I like my keyboard. But I actually, a couple years ago, built my wife a custom keyboard. So hers is much more stylistic than mine. So I'm gonna go put this on her keyboard, and we'll see how it actually looks when, you know, installed. Alright, this is being done kind of last minute. We couldn't figure out how to change our light settings again. I was gonna try and make it look all pretty. It's currently in audio reactive mode, so it's just kind of doing its thing. We're having driver issues with it. But anyways, we pop off the escape key here. And I assume that you're familiar with mechanical keyboards, but if you're not, that little plus stem right there is exactly where the Cubone is going to go. And that's kind of what I was afraid of with this thing. So yeah, it's on, like it works as an escape key now. It's a little loose. The plus on the bottom of that was definitely kind of not in the right shape, so it's kind of forced on there. I think we just need to take it off, kind of file down the plus a little bit, and it'll be a bit more snug. Because right now it is kind of like sticking up a bit, but it's not bad. I actually think it looks kind of good like that. What do you think, lady? It's your keyboard.
I mean, it looks fine to me. We can file it down if you need to.
Because you talked about wanting to keep them on your escape key. But he is wobbly, so like there's a chance he's going to pop off. So we do need to file it down. But the question is, do you want to keep our little Cubone here? Oh, you heard it here. She thinks this thing is, I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. Like it, with these kind of like artisan keys can be really cool. People really like these kind of things. But when it's more of this like awkward shape, you're not gonna put that as like your S key or like your C for a Cubone. Like it's going to ruin your ability to use your keyboard. But for like the escape key or like a function key, it's not a bad choice.
I think it's nice that he kind of sits out like that for the escape key.
Well, he will stand up like that. The whole, if the bottom was filed correctly, he would like be a little bit further down, which would make it more sturdy, because like it comes off real easy. And it's because this molding right here just kind of needs some correcting. Okay, I bought this because once again, this is a series on the channel of me buying things from AliExpress, Temu, Shein, all of those sites. And sometimes I get an item thrown in my face so much that I'm like, I have to cover it, right? Because if somebody else is looking on those sites, like, they're probably not going to want to buy it, but maybe they're curious. I don't, it was dumb. It was a dumb purchase. I'm not curious. I don't think anybody else who saw it would actually be like, oh, what you actually like? We know what it is. We know what it's like. It's just stupid. Now, if you're like a big fan of a specific Pokemon set, maybe you'd be into this certain thing, but we have a little acrylic Prismatic Evolutions logo that you can like hang from a bag or something. Yeah, I mean that's all it is. Look, I don't think it's a terrible idea, right? Like, I think one use case for this is if you're using a three ring binder, you could actually pop this right here open and then hang it over the top ring on the outside of the binder, right? So if you have like a Prismatic Evolutions binder or whatever other set, well, you can use this to kind of like label it in a pretty stylistic way. Let's see how realistic that idea actually is. I actually have a completely empty binder here that I used to use for something, I'm sure. But like aside from that, I can't think of like another use case other than like hanging from a bag or something. Like, and I don't know, you're that big of a fan of one set that you want to just like advertise for it effectively. I feel like with current Pokemon, that's a good way to get robbed. Wow, I didn't need to take that off at all. I forgot it's a 3-ring binder. They open. Well, that's not going to be nearly a long enough chain on it for it to really work for that, is it? Let's see. Close up the binder. It's not really long enough to even do that. To be fair, I don't really know if that's what it's like supposed to be used for, but like that's as far out as it gets. Oh my god. I thought it would be a good use case for it, right? Like hanging out on the side of the binder. I mean, yeah, it would kind of work. Like if you had like a longer chain to throw on it, like yeah, it would do the job. To be fair, I don't think you should really use 3-ring binders. It can cause issues with your cards, but I know people do, so feel free. I use them for certain things. Like I'm not saying don't do it, but like if you want to spend a little bit extra to get a binder where the pages are like sewn in, it's a bit better. And our next item actually came in a large bag, and I happen to remember exactly what this one is. Slide this out, and it's a hat. I wear hats and beanies all the time because I don't like, my hair is terrible. It's hard to actually do things with, and it takes a lot of time, and I'm lazy. So hats and beanies make my life easier. So having another hat that I can wear on stream or on video, I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. I mean, it's meant to be like a weathered look, I suppose. There's like no like strength here on the top of the hat. Well, that was fitted way too tight for my large head. Okay, yeah, I'd say it's pretty comfy. I mean, it feels fine. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and go to the green screen man, as he has a word to say. And you can see the hat in action. It's a hat. I don't know, I actually kind of like it. It's been a day or two since I actually filmed the things you were just watching. And I've been like actively wearing it. It's a lot more comfortable than I thought it would be. It felt a little short, like in the actual cap part of it. Anyways, if you want to support me buying bootleg Pokemon hats from AliExpress, it's a weird thing to want to support. You can become a channel member with the join button down below. It's $3 a month, and you get access to exclusive videos every single week. On top of that, you get to see me list off your name, probably pronounced incorrectly, at the end of every video. My goal with memberships is to always keep them entertaining and try to provide some extra things like weekly videos. I'm working on doing exclusive channels in the Discord, exclusive community posts, stuff like that. But it was also to make it just like affordable. You're supporting a content creator. You shouldn't be having to pay like a Netflix level subscription. I actually have never talked about this, but I kind of feel like it. When I first set up that YouTube memberships on, YouTube, it actually told me like, hey, $3 is like too low. We recommend your first tier be $5, then like 10, 20. And I was just like, okay, but $5 is like, that's a pack a month, right? Like 3 feels a lot more fair for what I'm putting into it. So yes, when I set it up at $3 a month, YouTube got mad at me because now they're not making enough money. But with that little story out of the way, sorry for the long tangent, let's go back to the video. But yeah, it's actually not too bad. Like, I think it's actually a good quality. I won't lie. Like, it feels nice. Like, it's obviously, like, cheap, right? But it's good cheap. I never really do, like, super soft hats like this, but I might have to start. I kind of like it. Granted, I haven't actually seen myself wearing it yet, so we'll see if I look terrible with it. Psyduck is my wife's favorite Pokemon, so it'll at least make her happy. Okay, so again, sometimes I have to pre-open things that are gonna go in these videos, and this one was a letdown. So the idea was that you were getting, I don't know what size it was, a future editor me put it on screen somewhere, but it was supposed to be like a mystery figure between like 2 different sizes, right? And I was like, okay, cool, like it'd be an interesting gimmick for the video, a random mystery figure. I knew there was a chance that it would be unofficial, but you would hope if you're spending money on a singular figure on AliExpress, it would be like of decent quality. Not this. Not this. At least they, pre-packaged it. I'm also 90% certain we've already seen this exact Jigglypuff figure before. Like, god-awful seam, first off, so not really the best mold to make something else out of. I mean, you could, but you would want to, like, do a pretty heavy, like, base coat of paint to kind of cover that up. Maybe sand it down as well. Yeah, the pink is just kind of an off color. Again, you're watching this on a video, so the color calibration of my camera and the color calibration of wherever you're watching this on can throw off what it actually looks like. In person, I can tell you it is just the wrong shade of pink. I don't know, like, the paint job isn't terrible, right? We have certainly seen far worse. Like, but it's just Uncanny Valley Jigglypuff. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not good. Oh yeah, we got a figure. Now I have to test it for lead paint. Took me way too long to find these, but these are lead test swabs. And common complaint, well, not really complaint, common concern I get on my videos is that some of the figures and stuff I'm buying from AliExpress or these other Chinese sites could be using lead paint. So we are going to find out. Doing this is pretty simple. We dunk it in the water. We give it a, we get it pretty hydrated, but then we want to shake off the extra water back into the cup. And I spend 30 seconds rubbing it on the paint. So let's do that. Alright, been a bit over 30 seconds. So here is our swab. That is kind of the regular color. If it turns this color, then there is lead detected. If it stays like this, well, there is none. So we'll wait and see. But while we wait, let's do the next item. Yeah, that's kind of a weird combination of items this go around. This is a Ditto. So there is the Ditto. It actually feels kind of Ditto-y, I'll say that. It's kind of gooey, like a soft rubber going on here. But it's actually a pop socket. My question is if you buy one of these, will you get one that's actually compatible with a standard pop socket base? Which means, can I twist this to get it off of there? You know, I already tell you from looking at the bottom, the answer is no. So you can see right there that this Ditto layer is going through that circle. This is not going to work with a pop socket base. Because here's an image on screen of what a normal pop socket base looks like the bottom half of the changeable part, which in this case would be this Ditto. Now, I didn't intend on using this little guy, but I wanted to, see if it would work, because then I could put it on my phone. Yes, I'm actually a pop socket person. I actually made fun of them when they were first a thing. And now I can't use my phone without them. Like, I feel like it is more important than the case is for my ability to not drop the phone. Like, it is always, like, being held. Well, usually like that. Like, always. This is how I hold my phone. And actually, it's such a thing that, one of the reasons I was concerned about, like, the base is because the adhesive on pop sockets suck, and that's the biggest complaint that I hear why people don't like to use them. Well, the solution is pretty simple. Glue it on. I have this base glued to my phone. But the glue is still weak enough that while it's on there like concrete, you can use a knife and break it off if this tab right here were to break, and you could replace it. But I guess we won't get to see, there. Ditto is on phone. Ditto pop socket. To be fair, this thing would actually suck. Like, no joke, this would be terrible, right? Because you're going to be holding it like this. Like, yeah, you have that part right there to help you, but then it's just straight, like, soft rubber. I feel like I guess it is kind of a similar effect, right? But I don't know about the soft rubber. I feel like that would lead to a slip at one point or another. So if you're a big Pokemon nerd, especially if you like Ditto, I'm sure they make other ones too. Yeah, this is an okay option, but just know that whenever the base breaks or something else, you're gonna have to fully replace the guy. Alright, and it has been plenty of time, and what do you know, no lead. About time we get to this part of the video. Yes, this is how this thing shipped to me. Beat up like this, with the cards literally falling. Okay, they're not too bad now. The cards falling out of the box. But it actually took a long time to get to me, and then it actually took me a long time to make this video. I didn't, like, hop on this one. When I bought this, Prismatic Evolutions was still, like, very new. And I was like, I kind of want to see how bad the fakes are if they're faking a set that has not been around long at all. So, going with the Prismatic Evolutions theme from back there, we have a package of definitely fake Prismatic Evolutions cards. Epic card! I like how they cover up the cards on the back so you can't see them. Oh, well, that's really good to know. This card can be used in this year's World Championships. That's good to know. I ought to go participate. But I guess it's already kind of opened for us, so oh my god. Yeah, that's a classic fake hollow foil right there on our Melmetal EX. Of course, our goal is always to look for funny typos on cards if they are hand-typed. I don't know off the bat if these I feel like they have to be, right? Worth noting, I'm dyslexic, so I'm likely to miss a lot of typos and stuff, so you'll kind of want to, like, pause once in a while if you think you spot something, because there's a good chance I did not. But so far, it's looking like no typo issues or anything. Wow, that is a fake back. Here's a real back. Can you tell the difference between these cards and their quality? I mean, like, you can, like, look at the text on the card, and, like, it's definitely not just a scan, I can say that much. But yeah, let's see if they're faking the black layer. they're not. Yeah, we saw that recently with cards that were actually faking the black layer. I think that was in the last one of these videos. Not this go around. To be fair, these cards are much less convincing than those other fake cards that we got. So these ones I don't think are trying to fool people who would actually go through and try to test to see if they're fake or whatever else. These are 100% here to scam children. Goldeen, Jolteon, yeah, nothing really standing out to me aside from that terrible holo effect and of course the card backing. But yeah, these are definitely cards. I mean, at least they got the set correctly from what I can tell. I don't think any of these are not in Prismatic Evolutions. Yeah, they did the do. Wow, a non-holo Eevee. Wow, that's wild. The non-holo Eevee EX. That, I mean, you see that all the time with these fake cards. They download the images online, and then sometimes they have to like reconstruct them, right? But they could at least figure out which ones are supposed to have holo effects and throw them on there, because they knew that the Melmetal was supposed to have a holo effect. But sadly, no funny fakes. Oh, here's another dumb purchase. To be fair, I really like the art going on in this thing, even if the box is like crushed. But like, I kind of like the artwork going on here. I have to assume that it's stolen from like an artist on Twitter or somewhere. But what is that? Fantasy Safari. Anyways, this is literally just, if I can get it opened up, this is just, oh, come on, get out of the box. This is just a pin. But yeah, the one you get was like random, 0.5. So we have like Gengar down there. So we definitely got like a, oh, do we have Seal? Safeel. Yeah, it's just a pin. To be fair, it doesn't seem like a terrible pin. But yeah, it's like a mystery box. You don't know which one you're gonna get. But, I mean, it seems like a fine enough pin to me. Like, I'm sure it'll write. And they even did, like, what looks like there's, like, a wax seal on the end of the pin as well. Wax seal remove. Well, mostly. Look, something to write on. Wow. It's a pin. Shocker. To be honest, it kind of, like, bleeds a lot. Like, it gets a lot of, like, negative, things going on here. Then again, I am writing on a box now, not really on paper. Okay, there's more paper on here. S-U-B-S-C-R-I-B-E. I mean, it's a pen. Yeah, my handwriting's terrible. To be fair though, it actually seems fine. Like, it's certainly not bad at all. I don't know if this is like an official thing. It might be, so it might not be stolen art. I'm just always concerned about that being a thing. But I'll look into it, and future me will put a thing on screen if I think this is official, but it definitely seems highly likely that this is actually an official product. It's likely exclusive to China only, or Asian markets. But it is a bit concerning. Fantasy Safari, then, okay, that is the only spot where it says that. Like, I don't know, it seems weird. Guess I'll have to look into that brand. But it's not like they're doing that instead of saying Pokemon, because they are saying Pokemon as well. Alright, we're down to our last two items. So, if you are here exclusively for the 100% only Pokemon, nothing even remotely adjacent, well, I suppose that's the end for you. Now, I don't want to get too much into it right now, but I was working on a project that's kind of been put on hiatus. It'll come back. My brain is fried trying to work on it, so I'm giving myself a break. I did talk about it in a previous video, though, so if you're an active viewer of the channel, you probably know what project I'm talking about. I originally thought it'd be interesting to, like, throw these things in that project, but I don't think so. I knew maybe we can. But I picked these up. So these are going to replace my, 10th item in this video. There is one more after this, and one more that I'm actually very excited to take a look at. But these are card holders. But what's interesting is that you had to pick a color that you wanted, because this entire card holder has a green tint to it, which is just kind of a weird design. Now, to be fair, I picked the color, right? I picked green. The photos definitely made it look like it was a very vibrant green over the plastic. It really isn't, but we can open it up. I guess we'll bring this card back out, throw it inside, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of wiggle room in here. I wonder if it should be sleeved. Hey, these sleeves came from a recent video. You ought to go watch it. All right, let's throw it in a sleeve. It's not really an inner sleeve, but I think, yeah, okay, so without not doing an inner sleeve, but doing like an actual play sleeve, that works. There's like no more wiggle room. That fits in there. Perfect. Then we put the top back on, and I hate it. like, it adds, like, a fogginess over the card. It feels weird. Again, it looks different in person than it does on camera. That's the sad nature of watching videos of, YouTube. It feels like it puts, like, a fog over the card, and I think part of it is that they use the extremely lightly tinted plastic. Like, I don't know why you would want that. I think the actual case is actually pretty cool. Like, you can take a fully sleeved card like that, and, like, it holds it in there, like, perfect. Like, this might even beat, like, a top loader, this kind of design. I do think it probably, yeah, it pops open way too easy, so I don't care for that. But, like, that's really not a bad case, like a bad top loader. It's just, again, why is it not just 100% clear plastic? I don't understand that. As it stands, like, this thing is not terrible for protection purposes. I do question if it has any UV protection. My assumption is no. Anyway, time for the last part of the video, and I said there was one thing in here that wasn't really Pokemon. Well, if anything, it's something that Pokemon is, they hate. So the reason that a series like this can exist is because Pokemon is so popular that there are just so many bootleg things to cover, and sometimes official things, right? But a lot of it ends up being like bootleg stuff, and let's be honest, that's what a lot of the series is about, pointing and laughing at these fake things. But their competitor is getting the same treatment now. I'm sure someone's gonna tell me in the comment section these are official, and they could be right. But all of the research that I did into these, they don't seem to be real. Like, from what I can find anyways, these are fake Palworld cards, just done to capitalize on, the success of Palworld. Now, I have heard that there was, like, a fan project to create, like, a prototype Palworld card game, and I'm wondering if this is either that prototype, or if this is a Chinese company stealing the work from those fans to make this product. I know there has been, like, debate on them doing their own card game, and honestly, I'm 100% down for it. I know people in the Pokemon community have very mixed feelings on Palworld. Some people love it, some people, think that it's just a straight ripoff. Regardless of what you think of it, I think it's a very fun game. I really enjoyed my time with it, and got a little attached to some of the critters in it. So I'm kind of excited to take a look at these. Wow, that's kind of terrible packaging. Just that crunchy plastic with one of the packs being upside down. Oh, they're like a papery feeling one too. Like, they are plastic, but it's very thin plastic on the packs. But we do have wow, the packs just feel wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 packs. Also just an odd number to be in here. Cativia, Palworld number 2. The presentation going on here screams official to me. Like, this, like, minimalistic design is really cool. Like, all of this screams like it is some sort of official product. I just really don't think that is the case. I mean, the fact that they did that as well, like, it's cool. This is actually genuinely really cool. I will say though, the packs, again, these are where the quality feels like it drops off. I didn't look deep enough into it. I'm gonna do some more research. I'm still wanting to say that these are not actually affiliated with the developers of Palworld, Pocket Pair. But I'm gonna do some more research, and I'll put whatever info I can find on screen. It was hard to find much on these originally. So I'm guessing this is oh, it's 1 card per pack. Oh, that's interesting. So that's the backing, and we have a creature. VPR. Look, it's been a long time since I played the game. Like, I'm not gonna know these things nearly as well as I do Pokemon. I mean, it's a pretty thick, like, cardboardy card. It's not too bad. That felt very Digimon-esque looking, though, I'll say that. Oh, there's more than one in this one. That's even more bizarre. There are 2 cards in here, so different backings on them, so we have, like, loading screens. That's actually kind of neat. But we have the T-Fant, okay, our little elephant, and, oh, that's cool. They have, like, a meal from in-game. So they're actually doing, like, item cards. That's neat. But yeah, none of these are, like, actual, like, TCG, right? These are just, like, art cards. There's no, like, stats or any game to be played here. So let's do the next one. So once again, we have a loading screen and a loading screen. And, okay, we have Depresso. Definitely an early an early fan favorite. And Yer. Yer!
Open the cards here, what might I get for you?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's just like a rarity. They didn't actually put his name on here. It's still bizarre that those packs had 2 cards in them, but that first one only had 1. Like, that feels like a mistake. Like, it's always supposed to be 2, but there was a mistake on that one. Loading screens. But we have Krimis, the little Eevee-like SSA here. And another food. Next. But yeah, I kept seeing this thing, and I was like, look, I know it's not Pokemon, but I kind of want to throw it in one of the videos. And there's my boy. We have the Chillet. Granted, it's only on the back of the card. I hope we have a Chillet on the front. We have Lamball and oh, so they're doing that in this little collectible thing too, where you can get like multiple cards, you have to put them together to actually get the full image. Okay. I was hoping it would have been a Chillet, but you know. Look, all I'm saying is I loved Chillet before it was cool. I actually picked up Palworld like on release day. Like that game like drew me in. I expected it to be really jank, and to be fair, it was pretty jank. But it ended up being like genuinely a cool game. I don't think the trailers and stuff for it really do it justice. We have Captivia and Food. Like, I legitimately think it's one of those games that you just kind of have to play to see what it's about. Or watch, like, a long, like, review on. But, chill it, like, the second I saw that thing. Like, nope, I love this guy, I want 200 of him. I did end up doing, like breeding to, like, breed, like, a perfect Chillet for a while. Chickapee and, okay, Daydream. Very stylistic design for that Daydream. Definitely not quite what it looks like in game. Granted, they're having a lot of updates since I last played, so maybe they did something new. I haven't played since like around like release, man. Like I was playing when like all of the bugs were still present. I know they have fixed a lot of things. I know they also fixed like the breeding pin issues like while I was actively playing the game. And then it still just led to more breeding pin issues. Okay, Pingullet, also another super favorite of mine, probably right there behind Chillet. And, oh, we have a Boga. But yeah, I know Chillet ended up becoming, like, the fan favorite. Like, Chillet kind of became, like, the Charizard of Palworld. Like, everybody was going wild over that guy. So, unlike in Pokemon, where and Pinking, where people were, you know, people go nuts over Charizard, and he's, like, you know, crazy hyped and yada yada. Like, Charizard really isn't, like, up there for me at all. But the Palworld community, I do agree with the super hyped one. We have Joltog and a Stew. Couple of these left to go. And Splice. I figured this is close enough to being Pokemon, right? Because, you know, Pokemon is suing them for being too similar. So we have Gummoss and... oh, God, why'd I forget your name? Oh, big boy. I can't remember its name. I haven't like been keeping up with that lawsuit, but it sounds like from the last update that I've been seeing like YouTube thumbnails, not actually like watching the videos. It sounds like Nintendo/Pokemon is not doing well in that lawsuit. Yuxi and roast beef, it looks like, of some kind. And our last one. I'm sad we didn't get a Chillet. I mean, we still can in this last one, but you know, so far. Alright, last 2 cards. Hooker Cheese and... oh, come on. So yeah, I guess this one, like, it's the only one that has, like, that style of back on it, right? Because, like, you also have, like, this Chillet having a unique backing as well. Like, you know, it's not like a loading screen looking one, right? It's just the Chillet. I wonder if these two are, like, a higher rarity or something, because this one's, like, you know, part of, like a series where you would, like, combine the cards together. But this one was in a pack by itself, so I'm starting to feel like that was intentional. This is like almost like a box topper kind of deal, I don't know. Yeah, from what I've been hearing, it sounds like Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld isn't working out super well, which, to be honest, like, I don't want to get super deep into it, but I know there's claims of, like, assets being stolen or whatever. I don't personally think that there was. Like, legitimately, I don't think that there was. Again, I could be wrong. I know people are probably going to argue about it now that I've been talking about it. But aside from that, like, their big thing was, like, the catching mechanic. They're suing them because of the catching mechanic, not because of, like, stolen assets or anything like that. And, like, man, if you're gonna sue people for making games about catching monsters, the idea that you could never throw ball at monster in any game ever again is just kind of ridiculous to me. But with all of that out of the way, it is finally time for the bonus card of the day. Explanation's gonna be right down there in that corner. Pulling from the back, as always, playing Guess the Year. We have a Brilliant Stars sleeve here. Slide that out, no price on the front. And let's look for any indicators of age. So there's a little dot next to the... Okay, it just came off. I mean, really not much going on here. Like little white dots here and there. That's like the only real damage on the border. Despite that, the coloring almost feels a bit faded. So I'm actually tempted... While damage-wise, you would think it's probably going to be more modern. I'm tempted to go, like, mid, like, I don't know, we're going to go, like, 2011. And 2006. Hey, I was closer, right? Like, I called it from, like, a little bit of fading that it was going to be older. Yeah, we have the Delta Species Electric Pidgey from EX Holland Phantoms with the stamp right there in the corner. I still love my stamped cards. I love my Delta Species. Putting both together... it triggers my brain. So, certainly a fantastic bonus card of the day. Sure, it's just a common Pidgey, but man, I'm Delta Species with stamp. Like, that's all I need. But let's throw it back in this sleeve for now. Alright, let's go back to the version of me that's wearing a hat. I can only read off names if I'm wearing hat wear. It's a legal requirement. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. A massive shout out to my channel members. Pokey Hoarder J, Obsidian, Candace Reynolds, Mr. Nintendo, Smokey of the Sun, Andrew B, Bod, Reed, Katie Huff 21, Lana C, Air, Kiss of Ember, and Juno Rips Pokemon. A massive thank you for your continued support. It's actually been a while since I updated the playlist, but I'm actually going to link on this side the playlist of all of my Chinese/bootleg Pokemon content. So if this is your first time watching one of these, I have a lot more. And now that I'm saying it in a video, I have to actually go update the playlist. On this side, I'm going to have a playlist of all of my Pokemon videos if you just want to binge random content. And just above my head is going to be a link to the community Discord if you feel like joining in. Thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye for now. Don't you love the dumb little makeshift handle that I use to hold my microphone?